Many at court die young and suddenly, the beautiful, the powerful, the beloved, despite the best efforts of our physicians to save them. In order to release the evil humors from the body that cause illnesses, they bleed the patients copiously, blister the soles of their feet with hot irons, wrap their heads and feet with dead birds cut in half, make the patient throw up and have violent bouts of diarrhea dozens of times. Physicians give their patients healing elixirs of mercury, gold, silver, dung, human blood, human fat, and extract of human skull, which is really quite healing. Still, sometimes nothing works when one of us becomes ill, and the entire court trembles with fear that they've been poisoned. Doctors performing autopsies are often baffled. But recently, researchers have found that some at court actually have been poisoned. Take the case of the Lord of Verona, Con Grande della Scala, who became sick while celebrating his conquest of the city of Treviso in 1313 and died 3 days later. A few years ago, researchers dug up his remains and found they were partially mummified. Cause of death? Digitalis poisoning. In such massive amounts, it must have been deliberate and was likely administered by the physician who was treating Con Grande for a fever. Medications were never tested by tasters. We all trust our doctors. In 1450, Agnes Sorel, the most beautiful woman in France and the mistress of King Charles VII, died when she was 6 months pregnant. When French researchers examined her remains and found up to 100,000 times the normal amount of mercury, clearly she had been poisoned, and most likely it was by her doctor. And what killed Henrietta, Duchess d'Orléans, the lovely 26-year-old sister of King Charles II of England in 1670? After taking a sip of chicory water, she clutched her side, screamed out that she had been poisoned, and died after 9 hours of the most excruciating pain. Had her husband, Louis XIV's brother, poisoned her because he was angry for exiling his male lover? Rumors of poison swept Vienna in 1791 when Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart died at the age of 35 after he swelled up and nearly burst. Had he been poisoned by his musical rival at court, Antonio Salieri? That's what everyone said. Napoleon Bonaparte died on the island of St. Helena in 1821 after suffering months of unbearable stomach pain. In the 20th century, researchers found 100 times the normal amount of arsenic in his hair from his years of exile. But had he actually been poisoned? You can find the answers in my new book, The Royal Art of Poison: Fatal Cosmetics, Deadly Medicine, Filthy Palaces, and Murder Most Foul.